In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the furnace and the freshwater pump, which are located on the side of the sink area next to the bed in the 13-foot Scamp. It's real, and I'm also going to show you the hot water heater. Those controls are all right next to each other. So if you look, you see the thermostat. And the temperature that you see displayed is telling you what the temperature is in here. And so if you look down at the bottom, you see off or heat. If I flip it to heat, and I'm not going to get any heat to run today, but it tells you that the heat is set at 55 when I have it like that. If you if you camp in the wintertime or when it's cold, I wouldn't really go much higher than 55 or 60 because it gets nice and toasty in here. But once you flip it on, obviously you can adjust this to what you want, and it'll go up or down based on what temperature you would like it to be. Once you get it the temperature you like and it drops below it, the furnace will automatically kick on. It'll kick on, you'll hear it light. The air comes from this little area right here, and once it heats up, it'll shut off just like at your home with the thermostat, and should keep you nice and toasty. Now, one of the things about the furnace is that once it is lit, it blows out the hot air, and then when it reaches the temperature, the pilot light will shut off, but the fan will still go for a couple minutes before it shuts off all the way. So that is normal if the fan continues to blow. Now, right next to it, I'm going to turn this back off. Right next to it is the fresh water pump switch. Now, you only need to use the fresh water pump if you are not connected to city water. And so in order to use the fresh water pump, you have to fill your fresh water tank with water. And so if you know that you're not going to have any hookups for water, you'll want to make sure you fill the freshwater tank with water. Now, this water you can brush your teeth with and wash your dishes with. I wouldn't drink it. It is sanitized. I do sanitize it with bleach and water and make sure it's nice and clean. But I would you could cook with it if you needed to. Make sure you boil it. You can brush your teeth, like I said, wash your dishes and things like that. But all you have to do basically is turn it on, and it'll make a little bit of noise if it's not pressurized. Once it's pressured, then it runs just like your sink at home. So real easy to do that. You want to make sure you turn that off when you're traveling so it doesn't just keep kicking on and off. And then as we come around over here, you'll see your hot water heater control. Now that's so when you wash dishes, you have some nice hot water, or sometimes you just like to have hot water to wash your hands and things like that. Real easy. You see that it's off. It only tells you when it's on. And then next to it is a light, okay? And so when you flip it on, the light will turn on, and I have to make sure that the propane is on before I do it. So let's go out and check that. You'll always want to make sure that any of these things, especially the heater and things like that, you turn the propane on first. So if I turn it to the left, it is open. If I turn it to the right, it's closed. So it looks like it is open right there. So we're going to come in back in. We're going to flip the switch to on, and you'll see that light will turn on. Now the light means that it's getting ready to light. Once it lights, the light will turn off. So it doesn't mean it's done, it just means that it is lit. So let's see if it lights here. There it goes. So now the hot water heater is lit and is heating the water that is in the hot water tank. Now this will take maybe 30 to 45 minutes for it to heat up nice and hot for you. It gets pretty hot. But if you If you would like it medium or warm, it only takes about 10 or 15 minutes, and that's pretty good. My recommendation is that you turn it off after you get it how hot you want, and then when you need it again, turn it on a few minutes before you want to use it and go from there. But I wouldn't leave it on because it'll cycle on and off, on and off, and keep it nice and hot if you do it that way. But you want to make sure that all this stuff is also off when you're traveling as well. So I'm going to shut it back off. But again, as always, if you have any questions about these things, hot water heater, freshwater tank, or the furnace, you're welcome to call or text me at any time.